hears that Nick Smith is back for real while I have to be real quiet recording in a house with a bunch of people sleeping. But we decided to get it out anyway. I am not in town. I'm all the way out in California. But here we go. Arkansas defeats San Jose State by a score of 58. Well, a score of 99 to 58. This is Arkansas basketball recap. I'm Daniel Price. That's Jacob Price. Jake, you have to do most of the talking because I'm like whispering in here.
Yeah, also for people that we both had stuff going on all day today, so we watched this game kind of late. And since he's in California and busy, and I moving tomorrow, we couldn't do it tomorrow, so we decided it's like past midnight, and we're just up doing this, so a little sleepy, a little incoherent. Um, and I don't think we need to spend a lot of time on this game. It's probably a relatively short one. I mean, if you just looked at the score of the game, it would seem like completely uninteresting because I mean, just a 30-point blowout. But the game was actually had a lot more interesting things going on in it than that. One, it was way closer than that. I'm actually shocked that they won that game by that big a margin.
Well, they were
Based
they were up five at halftime. It's crazy.
and they were losing half of the first half. Like, I mean, off and on, it was a 5-point lead here, a 3-point lead there, but it was back and forth. And they the reason I was surprised is because they seemed like the kind of team that didn't look like they were going to just go away because they had several opportunities to go, oh well, we came into this really athletic NBA players having, school that's better than us and we're at their place. I guess this is where we lay down and let them win because we got a couple of 6-point leads and then they'd come back, and then especially around the halftime we had just built, we'd went on like a 14-0 run or something to get the lead and be up by 8, and there was like a couple of seconds and we were just hitting some shots and getting a steal, and it looked like we were going to go into halftime with a 10 or 12-point lead, and it was starting to, and they fought back, and I mean we kind of helped them with some boneheaded turnovers and stuff, but and they made a couple of their own little runs there at the end of the half to not, to make it only just a 5-point deficit. um So I was shocked that they seemed like they had resilience. That their zone seemed to really bother us. The first half, I guess the first half was more about us than about them because, um, which I was thinking, and then I mean I still think that I don't think they were terrible. I mean they were hitting some shots and they were playing some pretty good D, but they played a zone that seemed to really confuse us. And the inter the injection of Nick Smith into the game may have had something to do with it too. But we looked, as I mean, the thing we've talked about for 2 years, now is how this offense is doesn't have like a real mechanical nature to it, doesn't really just have anything cohesive that looks like it's happening. It kind of looks like a mess a lot of times, and it's just trying to get these guys to just be able to be free and, um, you know, basically ad lib. But it was not working the first half, and it looked as bad as it ever has. I mean, they looked like it was like, what is going on with this offense? These guys just passing the ball from two guys back and forth, Patty like playing hot
Did
potato for
it
about
did it
10 minutes.
seem like the second half, the thing that sort of ignited the offense was Ricky Council just being like, "Oh yeah, I'm better than everybody." And then he started doing that, and then everything. And by the way, it did take a little while to get used to Nick Smith, but Nick Smith is a huge bonus. I mean, you could see the you could see it. Like they haven't figured it all out yet, but he's going to be a bit make a big difference.
Well, that's what I was going to say is, if you didn't watch the game, the first half, nobody really played very well. I mean, there were some people that played worse than others, but everybody looked stuck in the mud a little bit, just, a step off. And the second half could not be more different. I mean, it was one of the most different. Like everybody played. There's nobody that didn't play well in the second half. I mean,
Jalen
the
Graham played well the second half.
I was gonna say, and that was what I was saying. Like, there was a lot of interesting thing that happened. One, I was shocked that Nick Smith one started, which, not that that's that shocking, but I thought he was going to ease based on the fact that he only played 6 minutes last game. I thought he would ease him back into the lineup a little more. And then when he started, I thought, well, I mean, I guess that makes sense because Devo's out and he fits into that role pretty well. Like, I guess good. And then, but then Devo was there, and I was like, and for Devo being back, I was surprised how much Nick Smith. I mean, the starting's neither here nor there, but like that he started and then played a large amount of minutes, especially for how many guys must try it out.
Yeah, he played
I thought,
24 minutes, and he would have played more if it had been a closer game.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like if the game had been tight the whole time, he might have played 30 minutes or more. Um, but then, yeah, everybody got theirs in the second half. I mean, obviously they scored almost 60 points in the second half. So, I mean, Brazil went off. I mean, Black didn't really get off, but he just played solid the whole game. And Devo didn't get a lot of minutes, but he played great defense when he was in there. I mean, he didn't really get a lot of scoring opportunities,
He
but he
played.
played
I
well.
mean, he played 22 minutes. You know,
Walsh didn't have a. I mean, he. I was kind of feeling bad for him because I actually thought with Nick Smith coming back, the way the first half played out, Nick Smith got a lot of minutes. Played, well. Didn't play. Didn't like blow anybody's mind, but he played well. But Walsh again kind of got a little bit plagued with like just. I mean, it seems like he's playing hard, and sometimes like he just gets in some fouls, or like he gets a chance to make a offensive play, and it just doesn't quite go his way. He seemed like he was struggling in the first half. And I kind of thought when he took him out and put Brazil in, not that Brazil like played amazing in the first half, but Brazil is definitely uh, a better scorer, at least a more dynamic scorer. And I just kind of thought, I was like, oh man, Walsh may see his minutes cut into with Nick Smith coming back because you're gonna. I mean, the team is just so when you see Brazil out there with the rest of those guys, it's like there's everybody's a pure scorer. Um, but I was glad to see even Walsh in the second half came in, played still always plays great D, but then got a chance to make a couple of shots, score a little. I mean, this point scoring was very well
mm-hmm.
distributed.
Well, and you love that play from Walsh where he goes in, looks like he gets fouled, at least I don't know, ton of contact, is on the floor, gets up, hauls down the court, gets a steal, and goes back the other way.
Mm-hmm. Yep, hustles back into the play. Um, but yeah, so the second half, I mean, it's hard to not be pretty happy about. It looked, I mean, for a while there, it did start to just look like, oh man, like they can just give it to anybody out there and they're just going to have their way. And
Mm-hmm.
I really did think you could, even though it wasn't like he shot, the roof off the building, but Nick Smith really helped spread the floor. Dude, just one extra guy that
Yeah.
is, I mean, he's really, now he's, the guy, but just to have a guy that is not going to shoot it if he's open, but is begging for you to give him a look. Like I dare you, just give me one step when this pass comes and I'm going to chuck it. That, along with all the other guys that are capable of doing it, makes a big difference. It
Yeah,
really
and
does.
and and he's so like you could see glimpses of this, and this is just gonna get better. Like the ability to get into the teeth of the defense, suck it in, kick it out. I mean, Anthony does that too, but um, it's just different with Nick, like because he's such a threat to score. And by the way, he's a good passer.
Yeah. And yeah, you did see it. Like, I mean, that's the thing is it's not just that he can shoot, it's that his dribble drive is he's got, he's got the mid range, he's got the floater. He can, he's can make it happen at the basket as long as, he gets enough steam. I feel like his game seems like it's going to be a little bit like Kyrie Irving, which is, it really is a flow game, and you have to. It may take him a little bit to get back in that flow because unlike somebody who like Council or somebody who's can rely maybe with while he's knocking the rust off on just being fast and tall and big and athletic, guys like Nick Smith and Kyrie Irving, they got to make you dance. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And in order for that to happen, they got to feel it, and it takes a little bit to get the confidence
dude. By the way,
to.
That Devo no look pass to Council cutting baseline for that reverse dunk is so stupid.
Yeah, no, I shouted when that happened. I was in the middle of a sentence. I was like, I mean, just talking to my wife or something, and I was just like, yeah, I was like, oh, like just in the middle of the just dropped, couldn't help it. It's kind of a surprise.
So stupid. No, but and I never met Nick Smith, but if you're just going on the way things look, obviously he's a great basketball player. Has a lot of hype around him, but man, he looks like a good teammate too.
Yeah, he does.
I
And
mean,
he looks like he plays really hard on D. I mean, obviously, it's funny when you're used to seeing these guys that are so big and long, his body looks like a
he looks short. He's 6'5".
I know, and that's what I mean. Even when you're just out there watching him get down and play defense, you're like, it's like, oh man, this guy's really at a disadvantage not having a 7 foot wingspan. You know what I mean? But um, yeah, I mean that there for a little minute, it looked like kind of. I mean, it's not. I mean, I know, like I said, I think they kind of succumb our competition and kind of gave in at some point. But there for a minute, it was like, okay, you can see glimpses of what this team could look like
Mm,
if they gelled, and they really didn't, um, you know, completely gel. But there was just glimpses where you're like, dude, it could be crazy,
yeah,
if they can find it. So um, overall, happy with it. Like I said, I mean, the first half looked bad, but but the second half couldn't have looked better. So, and man, if he had hit that shot at the last second, if you didn't watch the game, it was just a blowout in the last 10 minutes, really. But then in the last like 4 minutes, Moss started putting in the walk-ons and stuff, and
yeah. I mean, Cade Arbogast got to be player of the game. Had 3 points, but that bench was losing their minds.
well, a couple of the guys scored that were unexpected. But then at the last second, we had 99 points, and everybody was really wanting to get 100. You could tell they had a couple of chances at it, and everybody was when they missed the shot, and at the last second they got the ball out and kicked it to, what was that, him again? Who
Now they
was it
got
that
it to
took?
Blake.
Oh, yeah, and he had a decent shot at a three that would have been at the buzzer and really would have brought the house down. But all right, oh well, 99's okay.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Well, all right, man. Well, since I can't talk loud and be all excited, and you did a good job doing that for us with your Ricky Council dunk reaction, we can leave it right there. Hopefully, somebody watches this and appreciates that we put it together late at night and weird backgrounds and whatnot. But um, yeah, but we'll be back on Tuesday. We should be able to get that one out on time,
Who do
hopefully.
we play on Tuesday? I forgot.
On let's see.
I'll be in
Uh,
Fayetteville. I hope.
I don't want to get this wrong. We were
Is the
playing
game?
North Carolina, Greensboro.
Is it at home?
Yeah,
Cool. I'll be over
and
there.
and in Oklahoma. I'm here for that one.
Yep. What do we?
So
Do they have a time for that game? The Oklahoma game?
uh, Oklahoma's on Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow, that might be a good one to do together and watch together
Yeah, we might do
if we
that.
can.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All
Appreciate it.
right. All right. Well, I'll see you on Tuesday, bro.
All right, man.
See
Safe
ya.
travels. Good night.
Bye.